All right, what's up, family? We are back with another week. Last week was pretty much a slow week. Not really much action last week. We got a small little trade in for some parcels on GBPUSD for the most part. USDCHF did go pretty good as well if y'all did catch that one. I didn't catch that one personally. Outside of that, everything else, it kind of just stalled out for the week. So this week, we're still looking at the same trades, but I'm going to update you guys on some new areas that I'm looking for potentially executing those trades. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on in. All right. So we will start off with the DXY for this week, kind of give you guys a little bit of insight of what I'm expecting. So for this week on the DXY, same thing as last week, we were looking for price actions to make a retracement and then a continuation up, but we were looking for something around this range and then continuation up. But we just got a shallow retracement and then that push. And then we kind of just stalled out in this whole area. So this was literally last week. So it didn't do anything. So this week, what we are expecting is that same movement to happen. And we want price action in here. The only way I'm going to execute any dollar trades is if the DXY retraces down into this range and my alert goes off. Once my alert goes off at, what is it at? 98, I would say 573. And that's when I'm going to look at the dollar pairs and kind of make that determination on where I'm going to execute exactly. But the directional bias is going to basically stay the same. But this is going to help me really dial in on the exact moment I'm, would be okay with actually entering the trade. So DXY this week, small retracement, and then a continuation towards the upside. EURUSD. So this is one of the main trades that I'm going to be focusing on this week. We are going to be looking for a retracement towards the upside into our area of interest inside of premium, and then a continuation towards the downside. Again, this could change. Make sure you guys are in the chat room. The link is down below. It is completely free. That's where I'm going to update you guys on where exactly I'm going to enter. Again, I'm going to wait for the DXY to get down into this range. So if the DXY is like, let's say here in 98,920, like let's say the DXY is right here, right? And EURUSD has now retraced all the way up to the entry, then I'm not going to enter here. So I'm going to continue to wait on EURUSD until the DXY has reached this level. And if once it reaches that level, if EURUSD is, deeper up in this range, then that's where I'm going to execute the trade. So let's say if it's deeper up in this range, by the time my alert goes off, then that's where I'm going to execute the trade. Does that make sense? So I'm going to be waiting on EURUSD, but overall, this is kind of a general of what I'm expecting. This is a swing scenario to where if I did want to just kind of set the entry and just go on about my life for the week, I can go ahead and enter here and I don't really have to worry about it because it should not come up to this invalidation point at all, regardless. But I'm going to wait on the DXY because that's going to allow me to get a better entry, right? So better entry, better risk reward. So that's why I'm going to wait a little bit more, but it is set to go ahead and just kind of enter this one and swing it down. But I'll keep y'all updated in the chat room. Again, link down below, completely free. If y'all are interested in learning how I trade, the information to our website is also down below where you guys can find more information on our mentoring package. For those of y'all that are new, I have been trading for about 12 years, going on 12 years in about 2 more months. So we're getting up there, man. We're getting up there. So far this year, we've been insane as far as our winning. We went on like an 8-week streak. We took 2 losses. We took 2-week losses after we went on like an 8-week winning streak of every trade just going crazy. And then we had 2 weeks where we took a loss, and now we are on a 4-week winning streak as well. So we're back on another winning streak. If we are able to successfully secure this one, then it'll be a 5th week winning streak. Also, we are still giving away a mentoring package every 8 weeks. The next drawing is going to conclude at the end of this upcoming trading week. So Friday, I am going to go through everyone who has been commenting on the YouTube, and I'm going to do a drawing to see who wins this go around for the mentoring package. So drop a comment down below to enter the free mentoring package giveaway, and you guys tune in, I would say next Saturday, to find out who won that package. Okay. So that is EURUSD. Next, we are going to go over USDCHF. So I'm going to break this one. I saved this one for y'all so we can break this down together, just to give y'all a little bit more of an insight of what I'm looking at. So last week, this was a trade last week that I shared with y'all on YouTube. Y'all can go back to the YouTube that I dropped last week and see that. But we're looking at a retracement inside this box and a push up into this range. So everything went great on that one. If y'all caught that trade, great. This week, what we're going to be looking at is for a retracement inside of premium. If I can stop clicking the wrong button. All right, cool. All right, that was good. Okay, so this week, I'm really interested on entering USDCHF in this range. So I'm personally going to wait for price action to drop in this range, and then this is where I am going to look to capitalize on a potential movement on USDCHF for the upcoming trading week. We do have a head and shoulders right here. So what I think is going to happen this week is a retracement, continuation down, and then the movement towards the upside. So I'm going to be looking for this exact structure this week for a trade opportunity. And if we get a deeper retracement, fine. But if not, I still expect it to. When I say deeper retracement, I'm thinking of something like this and then a drop. But right now, we're looking at a potential 5-wave structure towards the downside. For those of y'all that don't know, I trade smart money concepts and Elliott Wave patterns. So we have a potential 5-wave structure forming here as well. So I will be watching USDCHF for this upcoming trading week. I'm going to set an alert here, and that alert is around 0.78200. And again, looking for an upside move this week, and I will be targeting into this range up here. So anywhere up here is cool with me. Okay, so we went over EU, we went over USDCHF, we went over the DXY. Now let's go over GBPUSD. This is going to be the last trade that I am looking to trade this week as far as Forex. And I'm going to share with you guys an update on Bitcoin as well. So this week, GBPUSD, I am looking for a retracement and then a continuation down. So same thing from last week. We're looking at a downside move further down here, but we actually just got this small movement here. So this was the trade we were able to get our partials on, literally wick entry and straight push towards the downside. I think it was around 60 pips. So nice movement there. We were able to get a little bit off of that before it came back to entry and close the rest out. So now what we are looking for is a retracement into one of these areas and then a movement down. Again, we're going to be waiting on the DXY before we pull the trigger on a lot of these pairs. So once the DXY is ready, then we will be looking to see which area that GBPUSD is in, and then we'll be ready to potentially execute. But as long as it's in the premium, I'm okay with entering the trade. So a little bit more of a retracement towards the upside, and then I will be looking at opportunities on GBPUSD. Okay. So last thing I'm going to share with y'all is going to be Bitcoin. So just kind of an update also from last week. So we were looking at price action to make a downside move pretty soon here. Okay. So as of right now, so far, even if it's just from last week, it's just been moving towards the downside. This is a daily time frame. So since last week, it's just been slowly moving down. So even if you guys took the consideration from last week, then cheers, y'all should be in profit. I would like to see it come back up here and then, crash, but it doesn't necessarily have to. But I would prefer, just because it looks too perfect. And sometimes when things look too perfect, they just don't go. And 90% of the time, things that look too perfect just don't go. So I would prefer for this to spike back up one more time. And I would prefer for this to be the type of move that starts to trigger and grab sellers to start to make them feel like price action is ready to go down, and then to, do something like that and then drop. That's what I would prefer to see. But overall, structurally, I am looking for one more drop on Bitcoin down into, I would say, anywhere under 5280, 52,800 is going to be ideal for me. But I want to see this low taken in here. So another fall for Bitcoin before we see the long-term push up to break above 128,000. Other than that, man, that's all I really got for y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's have a solid week. Again, the main thing I'm going to be focusing on this week is going to be GBPUSD, EURUSD, and USDCHF. Again, make sure you guys are in the chat room, link down below. It's completely free. That's where I post all of the updates and other market updates that you guys need to be concerned about. I keep the chat room pretty much solid. No nonsense, no spam, no craziness. It's literally just a beautiful area, just a beautiful place to be when it comes to making money, because I straight push almost like an 85% profitability rate in that chat room, y'all. So a lot of money to be made in our chat room. It's completely free. It's private. I am just now opening it back up. So be mindful of that. It is as a private community. It's a free private community, but I like to keep things kind of just within our group. Join up, request access. I'll add you guys. and enjoy the community. Make some money with us. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's week, and I will see y'all in the chat room.